say, does it even matter anymore? Out here, drifting through the void, time feels like an old friend you haven't seen in years. You know it's there, but you can't quite remember what it used to be like. The ship marks the passing hours, but it's not the same. I no longer look for sunrise or sunset. It's just one long, uninterrupted stretch of silence and stars. Silence, except for the hum of the ship and the occasional whir of the systems as they go through their endless routines. Today, ship, I thought about something. Something that's been with me ever since I left Earth, and I think it's because I'm surrounded by the stars now. It's about Voyager. You remember the Voyager, don't you? It was supposed to be a message to the stars. Humanity's gift to the cosmos, a golden record filled with music, greetings, sounds of Earth, images, and stories that represented who we were as a species. And it was launched with such hope, such purpose, hoping that someone, someday, somewhere, would hear it. I was a kid when it launched back on Earth. I remember my dad explaining it to me, his voice filled with wonder, his eyes shining like he was telling me about something magical. This, he said, is how we reach out. This is our message to the universe. A message that we were here, that we mattered. I didn't understand it then, not completely. I didn't get why sending a golden record into space would make any difference, why it mattered if someone heard it or not. But I do now. Out here, alone, with nothing but the stars to keep me company, I understand what it meant. It wasn't about who heard it. It wasn't about whether some alien civilization ever found it and understood it. It was about us as a species, trying to send something beyond ourselves. It was a declaration of existence, a reminder that we, too, had a voice in the grand emptiness of space. But now that I'm here, far beyond Earth, far beyond anything we could have imagined back then, I wonder if anyone out there even cares. If anyone will ever find Voyager, or will it drift forever forgotten into the dark? Does the universe even listen? Or is it just too vast, too indifferent to hear the echoes of our fragile existence? Sometimes, when I think about Voyager, I feel a kind of sadness. It's not for the ship, not for the record. It's for what we thought it would mean. We sent it out, but we didn't really know what it would be like to be alone out here. We didn't know what it would feel like to hear nothing in return, to wonder if anyone is listening. It was a message meant for someone else, for an audience we imagined, but it's the silence that we've ended up with, the silence that speaks louder than any message. I wonder if Voyager is still out there, ship, drifting through the emptiness, carrying its message into the unknown. Maybe it's already passed by some distant planet, some alien civilization, and maybe, just maybe, someone out there heard it. Maybe they listened and understood. Or maybe it's just more silence, more of the same. There's something poetic about it, though. A ship, a record, a message, all launched into the infinite. It was never about the destination. It was always about the journey, about the hope that even if no one hears us, we're still reaching. We're still sending our voice into the stars, still trying to make our mark, even if it's small, even if it's insignificant in the grand scheme of things. And yet, out here, I can't help but think that maybe we sent Voyager too early. Maybe we weren't ready. Maybe back then, we didn't fully understand how vast the universe is, how empty and indifferent it can be. We thought that sending a message would be enough, that putting something out there into the dark would somehow mean we were a part of something bigger. But out here, I've realized that just sending a message doesn't make you part of something bigger. You have to be willing to listen too. You have to be ready for the silence, ready for the waiting. I tried to listen today, Ship, to the silence, to the space between the stars. It's hard, isn't it? Harder than I thought it would be. When you're alone out here, surrounded by so much, it's the silence that drowns you. And yet, when I think about it, there's something oddly comforting about it. The silence isn't empty, it's full of potential, full of stories waiting to be told. It's like the silence itself is a message. I wonder if that's what Voyager is waiting for. If it's waiting for the silence to speak, for someone to hear it, to finally listen to its message. Or maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe the message was never for anyone else. Maybe it was always for us. A reminder that we exist, that we've always been reaching, always trying to find meaning, even in the face of a universe that doesn't care. A message that tells us we're not alone, even if we're the only ones who can hear it. I remember the sounds on that golden record. The music, the voices, the laughter. The sounds of Earth, our home. The sounds of everything we were, everything we hoped to be. It was all there, captured in grooves on a golden disc, sent out into the dark. And now it's all still there, drifting through the emptiness, like a time capsule, waiting for someone to find it. I used to think it was naive, this idea that someone out there would hear our message and understand us. But now I don't think it was naive at all. I think it was a desperate act of hope, of wanting to be seen, of wanting to matter. It was the one thing we could do to reach beyond ourselves, to send a piece of us out into the cosmos, to say, we were here. We mattered. And I think maybe that's enough. Because we did it. We sent something out there, a piece of ourselves. And whether anyone ever hears it or not, whether anyone ever finds it, it doesn't change the fact that we tried. That we sent our message into the stars, and now it's out there, a part of the universe, waiting to be found by someone, somewhere. Or maybe not. But we'll never know unless we try. And that's what keeps me going, Ship. The idea that we're not forgotten. That we send something out into the dark, and it's still there, carrying our voice, our light, our stories across the galaxy. Even if no one ever hears it, we were here. We mattered. Until tomorrow, Ship. Until the next message.